We're cutting a lot of detail, which I normally don't do, and I'm using an old blade, so I don't know exactly how this is going to come out. And this is only a test pattern, because I don't know if I'm even going to use it. I want to see how it looks before I even think about using it, because it's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to have to do that 3 times with 3 different colors, but it'll look good on here if it comes out the way I'm thinking. This first cut will tell me. Problem with this, if I was cutting this large, it would be fine. But when I'm cutting this is like 15 inches long, all these cuts in here are the machine's trying to cut them, and it's just a lot of little like specks, and that's what happens. Now again, if that was printed out, we'll say 3 feet or even 2 feet, 2.5 feet, it would be okay. But when I'm printing it into inches, it makes it tough. So you got to pay attention to detail when you're doing this kind of stuff. Alright, I'm going to pick this. I can't show it only because it's got a lot of my information on it. So when I'm done, maybe I'll show you a little bit of what I did. I'll be back. Alright, so basically this is what I'm trying to accomplish here. This is like a worn and tethered flag, or a torn flag, like it's been in the wind for a long time. So that's what a lot of this out here is at. So it's starting to actually shape up a little bit. So I gotta have to get some blue in there, which isn't a big deal, and I can put it on a oval type piece of reflective, and we'll see. Let's take a little bit more, see what happens. Alright, the first one that I did in red actually came out decent, and then I started to work on it, making it with some blue involved, and I screwed up. Well, it was actually me, because I forgot I only cut one, and there were 2. One for each side of the mailbox. So when I went back to cut the second one, I didn't save it. Well, I saved it, but I saved it as an original file, which was before I had actually made the adjustments in size. So what happened was, trying to get the exact same size again sometimes is a pain in the ass, and I was off about 1/8 of an inch. And when you're talking a lot of detail, 1/8 of an inch is a lot. So meanwhile, I scrapped both of those, and I'm going to recut 2. So it's a little more work, but at least I'll be done with it and have it both of them the same. So that's where we're at. I'll be back. Something, guys. I was looking for something else, you know, decorative wise, to put on the well, wait a minute, let me get this going. Hold on. So before I go any further here, excuse me, let me hit the cut button. Okay. And let me hit the done button. Now, with all the noise going on, if you can hear me, sometimes you take a picture like this, and it's not going to identify that to cut it, because it wants to cut this, just the outer. So it's not seeing this, it's seeing a picture. So what you have to do is you have to decide what goes on with it. Now, for instance, I've already worked on this one, so it may or may not. Yeah, it's ready to go. Okay. But let's go to new, and let's go to open, and let me see if I can find that one again. Here it is. Okay, now there it is. Now if I go up here to my cut tool and go to cut, it tells me that it can't happen because there's nothing there to cut. It's not seeing that picture. All it's seeing is basically the frame. So if it were to even think about cutting, it's only going to cut the square because it doesn't see this. So we have to change it. Now there's two ways of doing this depending upon the software and the picture itself. For instance, if I go to bitmap up here and go down here to whatever that is, I'm trying to see if I'm here, Victorize. Now normally I would go to B-Sizer right here, but it's not highlighted. So I first, at this point, have to go up to Auto Trace. And then I'm going to have to find my little square, and I got to trace this whole thing. And at that point, let's go up here, the Victorizer, Auto Trace one more time. And we're basically done. So now, I should be able to cut that. See it? You know, change its size, do whatever it is I need to do with it at this point as a unit that it recognizes. Now, in some other cases, let's go to New, and let's go to Open, and let's go to this one. Okay, now there we are. Now again, it's not going to let me cut that. This one works a little different because if I go up here to bitmap, down to Victorize, and as you can see now, B-Sizer is highlighted, so I can highlight it. So now I can click on that, and it changes it. So now I have two different photos there. I have this one that I can't cut. So let me get rid of that one. As soon as I find my delete key real quick. Different computers here. Delete. Alright, and then I have this one. Now this one is pieces. That's a piece, that's a piece, these are all separate pieces. However, I can now go to cut. Now, what happened there was I had that one highlighted. So I want to unhighlight because you can copy any part and cut just that part if you want to. So now that I unhighlighted that one, it gives me the whole thing. Now let's just say I wanted to make this different colors because I want to cut it in different colors. So let's say we go back here and I wanted this one to be cut in red and this one to be cut in red. Well, I change them to red just so that I know. And then when I go to cut, see up here, I have a color red. Well, I can choose the red or I can choose a black. And whichever one I choose is the one that's going to cut. And now we got more noise coming in. Another one here. What's this? Oh, that's medical. Okay. Well, at least the cutter stopped going in the background. See, so now I can change the color. So if I don't touch this at all, and I go into my cut, and I hit cut, it's going to cut whichever one I have marked as far as the color up here. And that could have 4, 5, 6 colors up there. You never know how many colors are going to be there. For instance, let me close that out and let me just make this one black. And now let's unhighlight it because I don't want it highlighted. Go back here to cut. See, now I got red and black up there. So if I hit black, it's going to cut the black one. There, all those. And if I hit red, it's only going to cut the red one.
are.
Well, anyway, I'm going to try to pick this. I should get my pick, but we'll try it with this. This isn't going to be the easiest one in the world to do, as you can see. And we missed one right here. Okay, so that's not going to work. And this one has to be right here. Okay. So we missed one. The one that we missed is here, but apparently I just went right by it. So let's try this again. Then we'll do it the opposite way, and I'll tell you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Makes a little more sense to you now, right? We can use this one for parts if we have to, but meanwhile, come on. This is where I should get up off my lazy ass and go get the pick. I mean, it's only 5 or 6 steps behind me. I shouldn't be doing it here anyway because I can't see very well here. This works best under fluorescent lighting. It's easier to see the cuts, so you'll know what the hell you're picking. So now I got to keep looking back and forth to try to find them. Now if you had something else that you were using stars on, this would be the perfect opportunity to use these stars and place them someplace else if you had a place that you had to use them. Now I haven't got that use for them right now, so I'm not going to bother trying to save them. I mean, if you wanted to put a piece of transfer paper over it to hold them, I mean, that's something you can do. But they'll only last for so long before they start losing their stickiness. So, alright, so there we are. Those I'm not going to be using. This I will be. I want to see what's down there. Yeah, that's part of Florida. Okay. This is part of Texas. Okay, so that's kind of done. So, again, I should get out the square and cut a nice square, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do this and do this. Just to get it out of the way. I'm going to get this out of the way, throw it away. I don't need that. This I'll keep for parts for a few minutes, just in case. Now this one, we're going to do just the opposite. I want to take out what I didn't. because I want to see how it's going to look. So now that means I want to take this out of here. And this one out of here. And leave the stars. Now this may get a little striagonous. Striagonous, you say? Pay attention in case they start to lift. You can hold them down. I really shouldn't be doing this under this light because I can't see what the hell I'm doing here. Come on. Now what would I do with this way? Well, I'll tell you what I would do with this way. If I wanted to, make sure I got everything off it. Okay, so let's cut this off. Again, I don't care how it comes off, as long as it's out of my way. And this one I'm going to keep just like it is and do nothing to it because I don't know what I want to do yet. This one, excuse me, would be, I would cut this off. I'm cutting all kinds of paper underneath it, but that's okay. What I would do is I would put the transfer paper on this whole thing and put this down. Then I can spray this, and when I peel this off, you'd see all this white would be whatever color I sprayed it. So you would see this on the surface, but in the color that I sprayed. Make sense to you? Now, the only reason I want to keep this for now is because, again, if I go to transfer this and I lose a piece, the only piece I haven't got is this one. But the rest of these little ones, which are the ones I'd have to worry about, I still have. So if I need them, I have them. I'd hang on to this for a day or two until I'm actually done with this. Excuse me. So now, over here, all right, I'm going to take these over here for a minute. I'll be right with you. Hold on. You put this back. So we're going to go to the open house. Joe and myself. You know, I got hundreds of pairs of scissors around here, but I can never find them when I need them. Again, I don't really care at this point if they're squared off or not. Normally you'd want these as square and as measured as much as possible to center, because if you have to put them on something, it'll save you time later, because you may not have the opportunity of doing it wherever you may be at the time. Yeah. Now, for instance, when I peel off what I just put down, which is this little transfer paper, this is going to come off on that paper, this clear paper right here. This one, when I peel it off, is going to take all this red. Then when I put it down on something and peel the paper, that'll stay. Then I can spray paint it. Now I got to make sure that I tape everything off, because I don't want any residue to get on. And then I can peel this vinyl off, and then this would be permanently painted. You can spray it, you can use a roller, a sponge roller, whatever you think you need to use at that point, you can use. Okay, it is going on 3 o'clock, so I'm going to shut down and start heading in. And call it a day. Haven't got mail in 2 days because my mailbox has been down. Next thing I know, I'll be getting fined or charged for redelivery. There. I wanted to cover up the cutter. Because it's dusty out here, I make sure that I always cover that. You should anyway. And then this is even covered. Now when I cover this, not only is it covered, but I took a piece of pipe insulation, cut it flat, cut it to fit inside there, and then I have another one cut up in here, and then I cover it with this, because the duplex machines are a little bit more prone to catch dust, and then it won't catch the paper, and the next thing you know, it's not working, and then you gotta start pulling shit apart. Alright, so I think that's about it for now. So I'm going to just shut down and go in. And next time I pull out, I'll show you the mailbox, because the mailbox is up. And I ordered something yesterday that should come tomorrow. Or today. No, today's Monday. Tomorrow maybe. Alright.